Gaia Athena, and today I'm bringing you a book review of How to Survive the End of the World When It's in Your Own Head, an anxiety survival guide by Aaron Gillies. I apologize for the lighting situation, but it's gone dark outside, so it's not ideal, but I thought I'd give it a try. Anyway, this is kind of a self-help book about anxiety, but the author also discusses some of his own experiences. I heard about this book through my friend Charlie Brook's channel. She did a book review on this book, and I will leave a link to that down below. I really liked what she said about it, so I decided to buy a book for myself and give it a go. It took a few weeks to get to me. I don't know if you can hear that, that's a train. But then it arrived and I could start reading it. The author himself has anxiety, so he knows what he's talking about. I found the book very relatable in a lot of places. I could relate to a lot of things because I also have anxiety. I will tell you a bit more about that further on in the review. But first I will discuss the book. The author has also interviewed a couple of people and who also have anxiety, and some of that is sprinkled throughout the book. I also like that. I really like the British humor of this book. It's very funny. Aaron Gillies is British. Aaron Gillies is British. And I really liked the British humor of this book. It made me laugh quite a few times, and I really liked that. I really appreciated that not only is the book serious, but there's also a lot of fun stuff in it. It might not appeal to everyone because I know like British humor versus North American humor, they're kind of different. But anyway, I like British humor, so I really liked this book. I didn't relate so much to him drinking alcohol or smoking cigarettes or drinking lots of caffeine because I don't do any of these things. That was just, I couldn't quite relate to those bits, but I have heard, of course, through media and everything, because these things are a bit more mainstream, so I could understand it in some way, but I didn't relate to it for myself, which is fine. Another thing I couldn't relate to was that he has trouble getting out of bed. There's one of the chapters dedicated to like the morning and getting out of bed, and for me, I am a morning person. I don't have much energy throughout the day, and my energy is generally best in the morning, and in the afternoon it just gets less and less. So like after lunch, after 3 o'clock or so, I am just almost always very tired, and I kind of run out of energy before the day is over, sort of thing. So I am a morning person because then my energy is the best. Like I do need time in the morning to get ready and get my mind awake and such. As long as I have that time, that's fine. I am generally best energy at like 9-10 o'clock in the morning, something like that, 11, kind of before lunch. That's kind of my best time. So I really like that. It seems like I'm giving you a lot of negatives. That's actually not the point. I just wanted to write down some of the things that I maybe related less to, but I really related a lot to everything else. And I will tell you a bit about what kind of things he talks about in a minute. I also really like that he gave many tips for various situations of how to deal with your anxiety or how to help yourself and things like that. And I really like these tips, and I think this is definitely a book I will reread in the future. I will talk a little bit about what kind of things discussed. I know my friend Charlie gave her like chapter by chapter thing in her video, and I don't want to just copy her or anything. So there are like chapters about general the anxiety, introduction to the author, commuting, the morning, work, socializing, relationships, the internet, responsibilities, relaxation, recovery, representation, stigma, and you are okay. That's just like, I don't know if you can see. And then on the next page, I thought, by the way, the introduction to this book had me already laughing. So in short, I really liked this book. It took me a while to read it because I have been very busy lately. I've been feeling overwhelmed lately with some things. It is getting really dark outside, apologies. This lighting is not ideal, but yeah. Also, it's cold in here. This is the conservatory, or the stair, and I am wearing 2 vests. Now, I will talk a bit about anxiety of my own. I have always been a very anxious person, except that I did not realize that this was not normal, if that makes sense. This was not how everybody was. Last year in November, so November 2017, I started suffering from panic attacks a lot after some things happened in my life. I just like Charlie said, Charlie Brook, my friend, I feel anxious talking about anxiety, and it was then that I started to have panic attacks, and I knowing also that I had panic attacks because I didn't know before like what it was. So I have always been feeling extremely stressed all the time. I didn't know that that was called anxiety. So in November 2017, some things happened and changed, and that's when I really had started having panic attacks. And I also did I told important people about this, like my parents, my partner, my therapist at the time. And while things have changed and calmed down and everything, my anxiety still bothers me a lot. I am on medication for it. I'm sorry, I find this difficult to talk about. I've never really talked about this before on camera, and not like discussed it in such detail while talking, if that makes sense. This book taught me also more things about anxiety that I didn't know yet, and I really appreciated that. I think it is very useful. I kind of wish I hadn't been so busy the past while, so I could have let's say absorbed a bit more of the book, if that makes any sense. So I would like to reread this in the future because I think it will be very helpful. So I am on medication for my anxiety. Unfortunately, I still feel very anxious. I don't have panic attacks as often anymore, so hopefully in that sense, at least that part is helping. Oh, it is getting really dark, I apologize. And yeah, I struggle with anxiety, but it is really nice to know that there's people out there who relate, including this author. A couple of the things he said, I was really like, yes, I feel that too, or that works like that too for me, or things like that. The chapter on socializing, I could relate to some of that, but not all of it, because I have autism, and so for me, social situations cost me a lot of energy, and they are difficult because I don't understand some body language, some facial expressions. In a group, I find it difficult to see when my turn is. I don't recognize the signals that people give. So I have anxiety about a lot of things, and I'm sure, and socially as well. But for me, it's an added thing that, my autism kind of makes big social gatherings even more difficult, if that makes sense. So while I could relate to some of it, yeah, there were other situations where, like, he visits his friends at the pub, for example, and I think that's great for him, but that's not something I do. I would prefer to visit a person's home rather than be in a public place where there's other people talking in the background and possibly music. Oh, it has gone really dark. Maybe this location was not the best. We will see. I don't normally film this late, but I have done so before. It is not that late yet, it's just that it's winter and it is almost the shortest day in terms of light hours. It's almost the 21st of December, and here in the Netherlands that means it gets dark pretty early. So I've read a couple of fictional books about anxiety, or that had some kind of anxiety representation, and I would like to read more of them. I think I have a couple on my TBR as well. But yeah, overall I really liked reading this book. I really enjoyed it. It was very funny. It was relatable in a lot of places. Not everywhere, but you can't expect that, I suppose. So that's fine. I really liked the humor, his writing style. I learned a lot. I liked that he gave lots of tips, some of which I think will be useful. I would like to reread this in the future, and yeah, if you suffer from anxiety, this might be a nice book if you think you'll like the British humor. If you like British humor and if you suffer from anxiety, this could be a great read for you. If you don't like British humor, then you're probably not gonna find the book as endearing. But yeah, I really liked how the author discussed anxiety. So yeah, I'm very tired right now. So yeah, that's maybe why this review is a bit rambly. Although I am always a bit rambly, but when I'm tired, my brain takes even more time to think and go off on tangents. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!